Consider the following expression for the driving point impedance: A2 and 4, B1 and 3, C1 and 4, D2 and 3. The correct answer is 1 and 3. Two-port network is said to be symmetrical if AH1, BZ11Z2, CA, D all. The correct answer is all. For a series resonant circuit at low frequency impedance is and at high frequency circuit impedance is A capacitive inductive, B inductive capacitive, C resistive inductive, D capacitive resistive. The correct answer is capacitive inductive. If YS1S the network has A1 resistor and 1 flow capacitor in series, B1 resistor and 1 flow capacitor in parallel, C1 resistor and 1 H inductor in series, D1 resistor and 1 H inductor in parallel. The correct answer is 1 resistor and 1 flow capacitor in parallel. In a Hurwitz polynomial, A all coefficients are non-negative, B both the odd and even parts have roots on J-axis, C the continued fraction expansion is the ratio of odd to even parts of a Hurwitz polynomial yields all positive quotient terms, D all of the above. The correct answer is all of the above. The polarities of the magnetized iron rod of R: AA is N, B is S and C is neutral. BA is N, B is S and C is S. CA is N, B is N and C is S. DA is S, N is S and C is N. The correct answer is A is N, B is N and C is S. Nichrome is commonly used for A lamp filaments, B transformer winding, C heater coils, D battery connections. The correct answer is heater coils. Thevenins equivalent circuit: A can be drawn only in time domain, B can be drawn only in frequency domain, C can be drawn both in time and frequency domain, D can be drawn in frequency domain with some restrictions. The correct answer is can be drawn both in time and frequency domain. A series RC circuit has fixed R and C and variable F. The current locus will lie in the first quadrant. A true, B false, C, D. The correct answer is true. Which of the following statement is false? A bandwidth of a circuit is given by the range of frequencies lying between half power points. B half power points on a resonance curve are those points where power is half of that at resonance. C half power points are also known as 3 dB points. D at both half power points the PF 0.707 lagging. The correct answer is at both half power points the PF 0.707 lagging. The dynamic impedance of an RL and C parallel circuit at resonance is A RLC, B CLR, C LCR, D LCR. The correct answer is LCR. The hot resistance of a tungsten lamp is about 12 times its cold resistance. Accordingly, the cold resistance of a 60-120 V lamp is about A5, B240, C2, D2880. The correct answer is 2. The response of a function is decided by A the location of its zeros, B the location of its poles, C both A and B, D none of the above. The correct answer is both A and B. An RL impedance function is to be synthesized in second Foster form. The proper function to be expanded is AZS, BSZS, C1ZS, DZSS. The correct answer is ZSS. Ideally an attenuator pad should not change. A. Voltage level. B. Impedance level. C. Power level. D. Voltage power or impedance level. The correct answer is impedance level. If two networks are connected in series of individual Z parameter as ZA and ZB, then equivalent Z is AZZAZB, BZZAZB, CZZAZB, DZZAZB. The correct answer is ZZAZB. The model of a system. A is unique. B depends on desired degree of accuracy. C depends on the type of analysis. D both B and C. The correct answer is depends on desired degree of accuracy. Q of a coil. AAB, BCD, CAC, DBD. The correct answer is CD. To neglect a current source, the terminals across the source are A. replaced by some resistance, B. replaced by capacitance, C. open-circuited, D. short-circuited. The correct answer is open-circuited. At very low temperatures, semiconducting materials behave as insulators. A. true, B. false, C. D. The correct answer is true. The series element for a prototype high-pass filter is A. resistive, B. inductive, C. capacitive, D. combination of L and C. The correct answer is capacitive. The scale factor for half-wave and full-wave rectifier is respectively A. 1.11 1.414, B. 1.11 1.57, C. 1.57 1.11, D. 1.414 1.11. The correct answer is 1.414 1.11. The time constant of a series RL circuit is A. LR, B. LR, C. RL, D. ERL. The correct answer is RL. The two conductors of a single-phase transmission line suspended in air carry currents in opposite directions. The force per unit length on each conductor varies. A. directly as the current in either conductor. B. directly as the distance between the two conductors. C. directly as the square of the current in either conductor. D. inversely as the square of the distance between the two conductors. The correct answer is directly as the square of the current in either conductor. Which of the following is correct? A. Y22Z22Z, B. Y11Z22Z, C. Z11Y11Y, D. Z22Y22Y. The correct answer is Y11Z22Z. The transfer function G12S for a two-port is A. V2V1, B. V2SV1S, C. V2SI1S, D. I2SI1S. The correct answer is V2SV1S. If admittance of a circuit is defined as then at resonance, A. MPQL, B. MQPL, C. MLPQ, D. none. The correct answer is MPQL. If impedance of a circuit is defined as then circuit is said to be in resonance if A. ABCD, B. BC-AD, C. ACBD, D. none. The correct answer is BC-AD. In figure the current I. A is 2A from A to B. B is 2A from B to A. C depends on the value of R. D. none of the above. The correct answer is depends on the value of R. Consider the following statements. A. 3 and 4 are correct. B. 1 and 4 are correct. C. 1 and 2 are correct. D. 2 and 3 are correct. The correct answer is 1 and 2 are correct. as B is increased from 0 to about 2 Tr of a ferromagnetic material. A increase, B decrease. C first increases then decreases. D remains the same. The correct answer is first increases then decreases. In open circuit impedance parameters, the independent variables are A I1 and I2, B V1 and V2, C V1 and I1, D V2 and I2. The correct answer is I1 and I2. Lead becomes a superconductor at A 9.1 K, B 7 K, C 5 K, D 3 K. The correct answer is 7 K. An RLC series circuit is excited by a step voltage E. The initial current through L is I0. In the S-domain circuit, the element L will be replaced by A an impedance SL, B an impedance SL in series with current source I0, C an impedance SL in series with a voltage source, D an impedance SL in series with a voltage source Li01. The correct answer is an impedance SL in series with a voltage source Li01. In drawing phasor diagrams, RMS values are used. A true, B false, C, D. The correct answer is true. If two networks are connected in parallel, then equivalent Y parameter of both is AYYAYB, BYYAYB, CYYAYB, D none. The correct answer is YYAYB. RMS value is always higher than average value. A true, B false, C, D. The correct answer is true. When R and L are connected in parallel, RZ. A true, B false, C, D. The correct answer is true. In low-pass filter of figure R01 and cut-off frequency is 1 radsec, the values of L and C are A1H and 2 floor, B1H and 1 floor, C2H and 1 floor, D1H and 2 floor. The correct answer is 1H and 2 floor. A second-order system will have A all resistances, B resistances and inductances, C resistances, inductance and capacitance, D either B or C. The correct answer is resistances and inductances. In figure, the power dissipated in 4 resistance is P1 and power associated with 3 a source is P2. Then A P1 P2, B P1 P2, C P1 P2, D P first may be equal or less than P2. The correct answer is P1 P2. LC has the dimension of A time, B capacitance, C inductance, D resistance. The correct answer is resistance. In metals, the flow of current is due to A electrons, B ions, C holes, D electrons and ions. The correct answer is electrons. The short circuit admittance matrix of a two-port network is A non-reciprocal and passive, B non-reciprocal and active, C reciprocal and passive, D reciprocal and active. The correct answer is non-reciprocal and active. The network shown in figure is A reciprocal, B reciprocal and symmetrical, C non-reciprocal, D unsymmetrical. The correct answer is non-reciprocal. H parameters are used in transistor analysis. A true, B false, C, D. The correct answer is true. At a temperature of 7 K, lead is a superconductor. A true, B false, C, D. The correct answer is true.